What kind of mustard is it?
Oh, it's my favorite. Original yellow. You're listening to NPILAR. Have we talked about what Rennie's is doing right now?
No, tell me.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Is
Rennie's.
it still an adventure?
So they're offering curbside pickup right now. Also, apparently, staying the rules. They are, so you can call in between 9 and 11 and
Mm-hmm.
tell them the things that you need, and then you go in the next day from 1 to 3 and they have pickup, curbside pickup.
Okay.
But many of you who might be familiar with Rennie's is that you never know what's inside of Rennie's. You have an idea. There's some clothes, there's some seasonal supplies, there's
A
food,
dog biscuit.
there's dog biscuits, but you never know what it is because
It's a Maine adventure.
it is a Maine adventure. So there's so many different things. So what they're doing, every single store is going through their aisles and taking pictures section by section by section. And it's so, for a person, so I go to Rennie's nearly every day in IRL when when it's open, when we used to have a life outside of this. And it's just such a soothing activity to swipe through these photos on Google, because you're like, oh, that's the pool float aisle. Oh, pool float.
Right.
Oh, here, there's the Bob's Red Mill aisle.
There's the canned fish.
There's the canned fish. There's the weird off-brand terrible candy aisle, but it's so good. It's so cheap. And oh,
Yeah.
I can get cast iron pans and I can get cleaning supplies that shouldn't exist because they'll burn your eyeballs out.
So wait, I have a couple questions about the system.
Yes,
So they're taking pictures every day
every
of
week.
what's in this every week of what's in the store
Yep.
and putting it on their website.
Yeah.
Putting it on their website. Okay. For some reason, I had it in my head that they were texting these photos to like each person who ordered a, a curbside pickup. But I was just like, that's got to be so time consuming.
I mean, I just love that they were like, let's figure out how we can bring the Rennies to the people.
I love it. I love it. It sounds like an art project.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I've been actually thinking about a print about it. So
So have you been getting curbside Rennies?
hilariously, I haven't, because
Okay.
I keep missing the 9 to 11 window.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
Like from 9 to 11, I'm fine in the world, and then it's around 11:30. I'm like, damn it! I
Yeah.
need something from Rennie's.
Mm-hmm.
We get snacks there all the time. I bought my shoes there once.
Yep. Isn't that where you got your flannel lined jeans?
Oh, yep, flannel, my perfect the jeans that I wear for 280 days out of the year in Maine.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm,
What else have I gotten there? I've gotten a pool float.
yes.
I've gotten bird seed.
I like, what else can we name that we've gotten from Rennie's? Mustard.
Mustard. Yep. I've gotten some really terrible candy. So good.
They do have bad candy.
Yeah, bad candy. They also have good candy.
What's the worst piece of candy you've purchased from Rennie's?
Oh, I wish I probably have a picture of it somewhere. I'll find it. But I don't remember the name, but it's with these wafers. Like I wasn't a church going child. My family was not, we didn't go to church, but so I went to church maybe once and experienced communion with my friend Darlene in the 7th grade. And so how I can
Catholic
describe
church?
it. What?
A Catholic church?
Yes.
Okay.
I assume.
Because you can take communion. I think Catholic communion is very different from other kinds of communion.
Oh, I think it was Catholic. I went. this, is, this is how little I know. So we had to get in line, and we got a little bit of. We had to get on our knees, and then somebody put a wafer in our mouth, and then we got a sip of wine.
Oh, wow. Real wine?
Yep.
My parents' church always did grape juice
Oh yeah.
and wonderbread, a little cube of wonderbread.
Wonderbread as
Yeah.
for the communion wafer.
Hmm.
Wow.
And they wouldn't put it on your tongue. It was like passed around in this like pewter dish. So you'd take one.
um. So wow. It was at Catholic church.
No, Methodist.
That was Methodist. Okay. I love
Yeah.
that Wonder Bread was the. Is that a normal thing? Does that usually happen?
I don't think
Other
so. I mean, what's that?
in other Methodist churches?
I wonder if it's just more specific to like suburban central Pennsylvania. Oh, what do you got going on?
That's what I'm
Peanut
doing.
butter?
Peanut butter on rice cakes.
Mm,
I'm eating lunch at Pickwick. This is the standard lunch.
that
Peanut
looks
butter
very tasty.
on rice cakes,
I
pretzels.
have a cup of coffee here, but I haven't had my lunch yet.
What? I thought that was the whole idea. We're going to eat lunch together on NPILAR.
I know, but I'm not hungry.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to be the crunchy one?
You're going to be the crunchy one. I'll be the sippy one.
So, anyway.
I derailed us. We were talking about Reny's bad candy and somehow ended up talking about communion, which is not surprising. But to get us back on track,
It's the
you
first
had
time we've ever
wafer.
talked about communion. So yeah, so okay, so imagine a communion wafer that's not Wonder Bread, but I don't know. It's like a edible cardboard.
Is it round?
It's round. Yep.
Okay.
So imagine two of those stuck
Mhm.
together. So
Mhm.
and with a little air in between, and then it's filled with round those round sprinkles. Like what are they? Perels? Tiny Perels.
Non-Perels?
They're not well, isn't non-Perels the chocolate that's dipped in the sprinkles? So it's the sprinkles that's on the chocolate.
Those are called Perels?
I think those are I think that, well, I don't know.
What is a I always wondered why those were called non-Perels, because like it implies that they're not something. It never made sense to me. But so I'm picturing this. So there's no chocolate component to this candy that you're talking about.
No, there's not. It's just the wafers with the sprinkles inside, so they rattle.
Ew. That does not sound appealing at all.
Here, I'm trying to find them on internet. Oh, maybe I can find it on the Rennie's.
Let's go on the Reny's website together.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Reny's
So Ray was like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen the Rennie's thing?" And then it's been putting me to sleep at night. Like I have swiped through. And then I saw that somebody posted it today, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's catching on!"
Where do you find it on the Reny's site?
Okay, I'm looking. I haven't
Shop
gone
all
on the actual
products.
computer. I've only gone on my phone. Let's see, curbside pickup.
I really love how this is organized. They have 5-pack of men's boxers next to Annie's macaroni and cheese 6-ounce box.
See?
See? That should be Reny's new tagline. See?
All right, I'm gonna go to the candy aisle. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
How do you go to Portland store? Let's see. Oh, photo. Oh my God. You were not kidding.
It's so beautiful.
And you can see who are all the people who are looking at it at the same time as you.
Oh man, I didn't even see that.
I'm on my laptop. Maybe you can't see it on your phone.
Which store did you go to?
I went to I went to the Portland store.
Yes, me too.
Right now I'm in the board game aisle.
See? I'm at the pool float aisle. There it is again. I love it.
Sandals.
Save this photo. Got it.
This was a hilarious solution to this problem.
Right? Right? Your shoes?
Okay,
Okay, wait.
I want to find the candy aisle,
Me
but
too.
I'm having trouble.
Me too.
I think they only have chips.
What? That's crazy.
They have here's the hot sauce aisle, salad dressing,
They got veggie straws. That's our favorite. They have toilet paper. Oh my
tea, more tea. Wow, they got quite an assortment of Twinings tea.
God. Twinnings.
They have okay. They have oh, pretzels. They have little lads popcorn.
I don't see. Yeah, the candy aisle's not there.
Oof, maybe they've done away with candy.
Toy aisle is so good too.
Um, I can't believe this exists.
It's so good.
It's great. Oh wait, the maple syrup aisle. Are we getting closer?
I think it's cut short. I don't think they have every single aisle.
How could they have missed the candy aisle?
They've got the birdseed aisle.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can go on just the shop Reny's products, or maybe I can search for candy.
Yeah, let's see. Me too.
Candy. I'll search Perel's. Oh, I typed in candy and nothing came up.
On Rennie's or
Yeah,
just in general?
on
Anyway,
Reny.
that candy is terrible candy, and it's the worst thing I've ever gotten. But the packaging is so good.
Yeah. And you don't remember what they're called?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I can call them and ask them to take a picture. Can you send me a photograph of your candy section?
For what it's worth, I went on the Reny's website. If you search under food, so Reny's is basically a grocery store. They have so much food. If you click on the food, here's what's there. Are you ready? It's only 13 things.
Uh-oh.
Here's what Reny's offers for food. Annie's macaroni and cheese, 6-ounce box. Earth First paper towel roll, single roll. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Plastic food wrap, coffee, coffee, coffee. Black tea, decaf black tea, Earl Grey tea, and green tea. Those are the kinds of food that Reny sells online.
That's it.
So funny. I do miss Reny's though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
So I hail from upstate New York, land of Wegmans.
Yep.
And that's what people ask me when I go home. They're like, "But is there a Wegmans there?"
You know how I feel about Wegmans.
Wait, I don't know how you feel about Wegmans.
I feel unimpressed.
What?
I went to a Wegmans once because there was all this hype. Everyone that's hyping up Wegmans, like, oh, Pilar has left the room.
I'm back.
Everyone's hyping up Wegmans all the time. And I went on the way back from visiting my sister and her family in Virginia, like one Thanksgiving. They have a Wegmans near where they live outside of Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, oh, we'll stop at the Wegmans on the way back. And went in, and both Tim and I looked at each other and we were like, oh, it's just a grocery store. It's just a grocery store. Like, what is all the hype? I don't understand why everyone's always freaking out about Wegmans. They're not amazingly cheap. Is it just that their products are better, like better quality? I don't get it.
But my mouth is full, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't even know how to talk to you right now.
Please explain it. Explain the allure of Wegmans.
Okay, so it's got everything.
So do most grocery stores.
No.
Okay.
All right. In my opinion, and I am incredibly biased, but
Okay.
so it's got your name brands. It's also got a solid generic brand that has almost everything, like all products. It's got a generic brand version of that. That's an affordable product. And then they also have, almost all Wegmans have a really solid prepared foods and like the town that I grew up in and lived for a long time before I moved to Portland, people would come in and they would say, where do we go to eat? And I would say, Wegmans. They're like, no, a restaurant. We want a good restaurant to go to. Wegmans. It's got like a great eat-in section to it. So there's that. And then it's got a really good organic and natural section that they work pretty hard at being affordable. And then they also treat their employees, or at least at the time when I was living at home, which is now, yes, nearly 10 years ago. They treat their employees really well. They have a good work program. They had like excellent scholarships for their students who would work there, for their employees who were students who wanted to work during the summer, and then they would provide a lot of full ride scholarships. So anyway, they're a good company. They were a good company, at least. I haven't kept up, and I'm sure that there's probably something that doesn't make them a great company, but
that is information that I did not have access to, and that changes my view. I mean, that's great. That says a lot.
Yeah, it does. So they are also, I mean, I have to say that they do kind of crowd out the littler folks. So because they can offer things that other people. But the town where I grew up in, they also had like an accompanying farm, so they would grow all their stuff locally as well as get all the local farms product in the produce aisle, which was great. So it was like, okay, so we're familiar with Hannaford's, Trader Joe's, Shaw's, and Whole Foods, right? Pretty much, or like some of them
in Maine.
In Maine, and then you've got, I don't know, you got weird places down there.
Here's what we've got in the greater Philadelphia area. Okay. We have Acme.
Ooh.
ShopRite. Mm-hmm. There's Cousins. There's shoot, now I'm like confusing it with my Texas ones too, because in Texas there's Kroger and Randall's. But what else in Philly is, well, the grocery stores I grew up with were Giant and Weiss Market. There's also, I think there's a Wegmans out near my parents' house now. And there's Trader Joe's and Whole Foods in Philly too. Mm-hmm. And Penn Herb Company, which is like a natural food store in my neighborhood. Mm. They mostly sell like dried things in bags.
Ooh, I love those places.
Yeah.
I love grocery stores.
So do I.
I'm also biased. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't. And I was just talking to somebody else who was like, hate grocery stores. It's the most stressful place in the world. Not for
It's a lot of stimulation. Like you got to go in the right mind, I think.
yeah. Yes, you do.
And if you don't have a plan, like I find if I don't have a list to guide me, I'm not very good like going on impulse because I'll
Oh,
just buy the worst. I'll buy a thing and be like, I can use this for this thing, and then not actually use it for that. Or I'll just buy like only snacks.
yeah. I agree. If you gotta have a plan. I think that I've been trying to get better about that because it's like a lot more economical, obviously. But I think
Mhm.
also it's better to have it's better to have a plan. What am I saying? What's happening?
It's
Anyway,
better to have a plan. Wait, speaking of having a plan, have you seen the movie Parasite?
I haven't yet. It's on my list. I can see it.
Oh man, we watched it last night right before I went to sleep, and I didn't sleep a wink. I was just up all night thinking about this movie. But there's like some good sound bites in there about like whether or not it makes sense to make plans,
Oh,
which I thought was particularly it's a very topical movie, and it like was hyped up for a very good reason. Um, but there's this whole thing about like how if you make a plan, there's no point in making plans because everything's just gonna get like do its own thing anyway.
was
Um,
was it made during the coronavirus? It
it came out in October.
was very timely.
It's very timely, yeah, and it's just super smart, and it's like a very interesting look at like the socioeconomic disparity and like yeah, super interesting, compelling, brilliant, suspenseful movie.
Excellent.
Highly recommend.
Excellent. I will watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
I would recommend maybe leaving a little bit of room before you go to sleep because there are some scary parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a person that if a movie or a television show goes on, gets turned on after 9 p.m., no matter how awake I am, just go right to sleep.
You even if you're sitting up or
Yep.
are you always a little bit horizontal?
No, even if I'm sitting up all the
Hmm.
time, just meow.
I can appreciate that. I feel I'm sort of that way too.
Yeah. It kind of my brain just it's my I think that's what happens in old age.
Well,
Your brain just shuts off.
you will not be able to sleep through this movie. I was on the edge of the bed the whole time.
Mhm. Sorry, I keep putting mouth food in my mouth because I thought we were having a lunch episode.
Well, okay, I'll drink more coffee, then it'll be like
I also feel really self-conscious about eating on Zoom.
oh right.
I don't know. I know our listeners are not going to look at this, but
I can't for what it's worth, I can't hear you crunching.
oh, that's good.
In fact, I think we need more crunching.
More crunching.
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll try to do some sound bite crunching. Um, so I think also I got really excited about us having an homage to Latinos Who Lunch,
Yeah.
our favorite podcast.
Yes.
One of our many favorite podcasts. Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to LWL.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big
Yeah.
fan.
Big fan.
Fan.
Mhm. Um,
Um,
yeah.
I could talk about what I might have for lunch today
Oh yeah. What are you thinking?
later. Last night I tried to make homemade pita bread.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went terrible, but the result the result was still tasty. They didn't have pockets. They didn't form pockets,
What happened?
which
That's the whole point of it.
well, yes. So I guess in essentially they function more as like naan.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make pockets. I followed the rules. I did all the things that they said, and then no pocket was created. But what are you gonna do? That's life. Sometimes you get pockets. Sometimes you get a flat piece of bread.
Sorry, still chewing.
Have you ever successfully made pita?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've never tried.
It's hard.
Wait, no, that's not true. I think I did try once.
Hmm.
Didn't work. I
Yeah.
don't remember the specifics, but yeah. Also been trying, well, not recently, but last year I tried to make arepas a couple of times.
Ooh, tasty.
Also requiring a pocket, very hard.
Those have pockets?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of pupusa.
Mm-hmm. Isn't pupusa? Well, I guess maybe the pocket's not inherent.
Maybe it's just stuffed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So many
yeah.
things.
What?
So many things with pockets.
Yeah. Well, I love pockets. I have a couple going on right now. Look at this. This one I have on my shirt. There's nothing in that one. What's in this one? Nothing. What's in this one? Look at this. Hair clip. Receipt. Grocery list. What else is in my pockets? I got that's it. That's all that's in my pockets. What's in your pockets?
What's in my pockets? I got a handkerchief.
Great.
I got a mask in a different pocket, just so you know.
Safety.
And then I got my wallet. And I got a pair of earphones. I got in a different pocket, inside pocket, I have a different pair of earphones.
Oh.
Usually I have a rock in my pockets. Not today though. I guess I forgot my rock.
You carry a rock in your pocket on purpose?
I do. Yep.
Is it special?
It's a special rock, yeah.
Same rock every day?
No, it's a different one. I have a pile of
more.
rocks to choose from. Got rocks in my pockets. That's a song I sing when I put the rock in my pocket. So they've got another name. They're called crystals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was anticipating just like a rock, like one of the 3 categories of rock: metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous.
Yeah. Well, they were at one point, right? That's what crystals are.
Yeah, I guess every rock fits into one of those 3 categories.
Yeah. Yeah. So no,
I like that you call them rocks instead of crystals.
I mean, they kind of are, right?
They are rocks. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't say I'm not like a person. If you saw my pile of rocks, you would be like, "Oh, what are all those rocks?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. They just like them, and so I got them."
So you don't know them by name and like special power?
Some of them I do, some of them I don't. I mean, when I got them, I did. I figured out what their powers were and what I needed. And usually they came on recommendation, like, you need this crystal. And I was like, it costs $1 and it solves my problems. I'll take it.
Costs $1. That's a nice, nicely priced rock.
Yeah, some of them cost $1. Some of them are a couple more. I mean, I don't pay a lot for my rocks, but
that seems like a good attitude to have about them.
Yeah, but they just serve a purpose. They keep me company.
Do you have a favorite?
I have one that's a rose quartz. That's my most often chosen.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a little rock that I bought from there's a witch store in Galveston, and I bought the cheapest rock they had, which was a little piece of shoot, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a dark blue rock with sparkles on it.
Ooh.
And it was nice looking, and I carried it around for a while, but then I left it in Texas, so it's still there.
I think that I like that you have one rock.
Yeah, one is all you need for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you also get a rock when you were in Vermont and you thought that there was a ghost in your studio?
Um, I didn't have a rock, but I did make a little shrine
Oh yeah. It
because I
worked.
thought there was this rumor going around that there was a ghost haunting the like they house all their artists in residence in these like shared old New Englandy like houses,
Mhm.
and they're old and uh creaky and stuff.
Mhm.
And so somebody was like, "There's a ghost in the corner house," and I was like, "Oh, that's the one I live in." And so and then I got freaked out because I found this like very creepy chest of drawers that was embedded in the closet wall. Like you open the closet and there's just like like somebody had just like shoved a chest of drawers like into the wall, and I was like, I'm not opening that. Nothing good can be found in there. And so I made a little shrine out of materials that I had, which was a postcard and an orange. In the hopes of telling the ghost that I came in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked out.
See?
I did have an experience though where there was one night, so I was there in November and it was real cold, and there was one night that I was sleeping and I felt what felt like somebody like between the crack of between the bed and the wall, my head like when it wasn't on the pillow was like over the crack, and it felt like somebody was breathing like under the bed.
Oh my
And I was like, that's scary. And then so I pulled the bed away, and turns out it was just a heater.
God.
But it was scary.
Well, that heater was breathing.
It was, yes. And they had it right too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What were we talking about before we were talking about
Rocks.
rocks?
Um, candy? Nope.
Candy. Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna that is what we were talking about. I thought you were gonna say that your least favorite Rennie's candy was the quadratini, because those are wafers, but those are good.
What are those?
They're like I've seen them at Pickwick before. They're like the little wafer cookies that have like maybe hazelnut filling or chocolate filling in between.
Those are very good.
They're real good.
Definitely not my least favorite.
Most favorite?
I would put it up there.
Yeah.
Usually like it's a reliable one. It's one that's usually there.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
standard good cookie.
I was trying to figure out like the chain, like what is the what's the chain of goods? Like you know how like name brand clothes go to TJ Maxx and then they go to Marshalls and then they go to Big Lots or Marty
Mhm.
or something like that. Like what's the chain with Rennie's? Where's Rennie's in that chain?
I think lower half. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm a big fan of Rennie's.
Yeah. I wonder there's like one of my favorites is when they have a sign that says name brand clothes or famous brand, but
Yeah.
but they have to cross out what the famous brand is. You usually figure out what it is, but it's just like
You just have to go on, you just have to trust them. That's the whole Rennie's relationship is based on trust.
yes. It's just so beautiful. I love that. It's like fluorescent 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, uh, fluorescent paper with somebody who has designed it on Word. It says famous brand, and there's so many exclamation points. My favorite.
Yeah, Rennie's never skimps on the exclamation point.
That's why I love it so much. We're siblings in that sense. I can't say enough about the exclamation point.
I really appreciate when people feel bold enough to use the all caps and several exclamation points. It's really emphatic, and it's because it's so frowned upon. I think people don't feel like they can give themselves permission to do it, but then when it's done,
Yeah.
It's great. It's a treat.
I am some people would call me an abuser of exclamation points, and I was shocked, I say,
Hmm.
when somebody told me that the maximum amount of exclamation points, if at all, that can be in a piece of writing is 3. And it was as if I had to live by that rule, though, you might as well just cut my fingers off.
Like 3 per paragraph?
No, per total in a piece of writing. So if it was like a chapter or an article, or, I mean, not in an entire book, but
Not an entire book. Okay. The length seems important.
yeah.
3, that's a tricky rule
Yeah.
for
I break
many.
that rule almost with every single email I send.
How do you, well, emails, are you a person who like doesn't put exclamation points in professional emails?
I do, and then I delete them.
Okay. You delete them before you send them.
I try to. Well, now I do, after I've been admonished a few times.
Really?
I've been too
By
enthusiastic.
who admonished you for being too enthusiastic?
I will name no names.
Okay. You
No,
can name names and then I'll edit it out.
no one's admonished me. No one's admonished me. I'd say that people have commented on my overuse of exclamation points,
Hmm.
and there's no one single person. There's multiple people. It's a rule that people have taught me. People have. I can't say they've taught me. They've basically advised me that maybe I should ixnay on the explanation points.
Oh, I mean, you should just own it. I feel like if you're going to use a lot, just go for it.
Just go for it. Might as well.
Yeah, everyone's got their own writing style. Like, for example, some people like run-on sentences.
Yeah.
I have been told that I'm an abuser of commas.
Me too.
I put a lot of commas in things.
Me too. I put them in weird places.
I've been told I do that too, but it's because they denote a pause.
That's
Sometimes
what
it's
I
nice to have
said.
a pause.
This is exactly. I was just having this conversation yesterday.
Well, we're correct.
Yeah. We are correct. I mean, so how do you feel about the Oxford comma?
I'm pro.
Yeah, me too.
Not
Yep.
surprising that we fall on the same side.
We might disagree about Wegmans, but we definitely commas.
Did you attend the Oxford comma debate
I
at
did.
Space?
I sure did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I
Were we
wish that there
together?
were more public events that debated punctuation.
Oh, that was a really good one.
Hmm.
um, oh, shout out to our friend Fook Tran, who is doing a book launch tonight. Zoom
Oh,
launch
his
via
memoir?
Space Gallery. Yes.
I would love to read his memoir.
Yes, me too. So I'm gonna go to that. Are you? It's free.
I didn't know about it.
You could go to it. It's on Zoom.
Okay.
I think you just have to register.
Okay.
Give you the thing.
Cool.
I could just give you the thing.
um, that's awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, yes, it is. It's 12:48. Should we try to
Should we wrap it up?
wrap it up, Buttercup?
Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.